Plaintiff Esteban Romero works at a bar in New York where young hip-hop artists come to showcase their talent. Esteban says he met the defendant at the bar, and they eventually became roommates. But he's suing him today for unpaid rent. Defendant Yusef Kashif says moving in with Esteban was a mistake because Esteban constantly walked around the house with no shirt on, and it made Yusef's friends uncomfortable. Yusef is countersuing because he claims Esteban assaulted him on a train.
Start with you.
I'm a porter at a New York bar. They play music, hip hop music, and that's why I got to meet. That's why I got to meet Yusef.
Which borough?
Brooklyn in the house. Yeah, Brooklyn, New York, and it's a bar where young hip hop artists go and do their thing. And me being an ex-DJ, as you can see from page 5, evidence 5. I have
What years? You say you ex-DJ, from what years?
From what years?
Yes, when you're ex, that means you no longer do it, and I'm asking you what years did you do it?
It was so long ago, as you can see, I have a flat top, so I had to go back.
You don't know when you started or ended DJ?
I started in 88.
You faking then, you ain't done no DJing. What else you want me to know, sir? Don't start out with the fake. People in New York are as real as they come. Now, if you told me you were from some of these other cities, I'd look at you side eye because they ghetto fabulous, trying to act like they got what they don't all the time. Many. And so I didn't know they do that in New York. Go ahead.
I let us down. I'm sorry.
They come. I know guys from New York. Go ahead, sir. But you were a DJ that you can't remember the year.
Yeah.
What else was you
I just said I was a good DJ.
Okay.
But nevertheless, it's the love of music is why I gave. I bonded with Yusef, and I wanted to help him out.
What does Yusef do in the music industry?
He's a rapper.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a rapper.
Pretty good in your opinion? All right.
Yeah.
That's why we didn't work out.
Yeah, everyone needs work, and I feel like he needs a little bit more work on it. But I was down to help him out.
Support his career, good.
Yeah.
We'll get back to the details.
I let us down. I'm sorry.
They come. I know guys from New York. Go ahead, sir. But you were a DJ that you can't remember the year.
Yeah.
What else was you
I just said I was a good DJ.
Okay.
But nevertheless, it's the love of music is why I gave. I bonded with Yusef, and I wanted to help him out.
What does Yusef do in the music industry?
He's a rapper.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a rapper.
Pretty good in your opinion? All right.
Plaintiff Esteban Romero is suing his former roommate, who claims Esteban assaulted him on a train.
Give me some background on yourself.
Growing up, I lived in a tough neighborhood, I didn't have my father.
Where?
I grew up in Queens, New York. But
What part?
Jamaica. So I grew up in a tough neighborhood, and my father was never around in my life, and my mother was occasionally around, but she was always working. So I kind of had to turn to the streets, and I fell in love with making music and rapping. It was a way to escape the hood. It was a way to express myself, and it was a way just to show who I was, And I used the music.
And to sing about your reality.
Right. And I used music.
That you see every day.
Right.
That people criticize gangster
That
rap
people
and
don't
rap
see.
music for the cursing and for the drugs and for that. Yeah, I don't quite like the vulgar
For reality.
stuff we hear on the radio. However, y'all singing about what you see. If you want to clean rap up, clean their communities up. They won't have nothing to rap about. All they have to rap about is good stuff. Oh, my neighborhood is clean, and the ambulance comes within 15 minutes. I love life. No guns in my community. Nobody sells dope.
Just got into Harvard.
That's great.
Yeah, I just got into Harvard because New York had a good school system. I had a lot of options in my life because we had money and I had parents.
Well,
Yeah, I know. Rappers were singing about their
well,
reality.
it wasn't like that. I didn't have songs like that.
Right.
So, I also didn't fit in well with a lot of my friends. So I kind of used music to reach out to them and to express my pain through my music and just a form so that it could hit them and they could get to know me. Since I wasn't good at just communicating with them, I wasn't, friendly as much, or I couldn't understand people like that.
Well, not friendly at all.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, then that's when I met Esteban. I met him in March at a bar where he worked at, and he was encouraging at first. He believed in my dreams. But after meeting Esteban, he haven't been the person that I first met. He's very off-putting. He's weird to me, and he just like every time I bring company over, he walks around with no shirt.
When did he start that way?
Well, ever since I moved in. Ever since I moved in,
How
he's
long
been.
did you know him before moving in?
I knew him 2 months. I met him in
You
March,
didn't know anything about him.
and I moved in May.
Why did you move in with him with not knowing much?
Well,
about
because I had problems at home, and he kind of was the
Okay.
person that believed in me.
Got it.
And I just wanted to like potentially change my life. And I
What
thought
type
it was.
of problems did y'all have? This sounds
I
like
can
a
tell
good
you.
story. What type of? This sounds like what's supposed to happen in the community. And so my question is, what was going wrong?
He would just walk around the house with like no shirt on. I would bring company. My friends would be very uncomfortable to a point where like they wouldn't even want to hang out with me no more or not come over.
In my
He would-
basement. He had a whole basement, Your Honor.
He would
Just
he would
take
use
his friends in.
he would use,
But
I'm
on the
talking-
way to the basement, don't nobody want to
exactly.
see
No one
that.
want to see you naked.
Don't nobody want to
Like-
see that. Walk into the
Your
basement.
Honor, Your Honor, he's 50 years old, Your Honor. He's not in the best shape, Your
They don't
Honor.
have a door that separates the regular house to the basement where you can just go straight down.
If they had something like that, we would use it. We'd use the alternative route. But there's not. There's not. And we have to deal with this every single day.
Sir, what do you say to this?
I say that this young man, I don't know what I've done bringing him to my home. You know, he's a hothead. He hasn't told you. If you can see evidence on page 2.
Tell me what type of things were going on when he was living with you. And then you can show me the evidence.
Oh, okay. Well, pretty much he just, one day out of nowhere, he comes with a job situation and just decides to punch one of the windows at the house. Just bust it right open. And he had to go to the hospital. That's why, so he lets me know, like, bro, I brought somebody that's very...
Do you know what happened?
Yeah, his job. I think he lost his job, and he just comes in and takes it out on the windows. So...
Did he agree to pay?
He agreed to pay, but nothing has
I
happened yet, Your Honor.
unexpectedly lost my job. I'm gonna be furious if I just suddenly and I don't get any notice. I'm gonna be furious.
Right. But it's just how
Like
you...
kick a garbage can or something. But as long as I know that I gotta pay for it.
It's just...
But you're suing for rent.
Yes, rent.
And so let's talk about that. How does he owe you for that? What was the agreement when he moved in?
Okay, the agreement was in May. He moved in, and he gave me $1,000 for May and June. But since then, I've not seen the dime, Your Honor.
Hold on. You charge this young man $1,000 a month, and they got to look at that. You need to be paying him and his friend. Each one of them to walk by, you should hand them $100. I'm sorry, but what you had to say.
I'm not that
You
bad,
should
Your
pay
Honor.
people to come over.
I'm not that bad. It's,
Go
you know,
ahead.
some
So the
women like
rent
me.
was $1,000 a month. He paid May and June.
Right, and he's failed to pay for July, August, and September, and that's why we're here, because I've been coming up with the rent, doing overtime and all these things, and I'm just like, hey,
What has he
pretty much-
said when you said, I need the money?
Oh, he keeps giving me reasons like, oh, he met this promoter, he's gonna get a lot of bands, he's gonna stack up bands and hit me on. Bands means money, and for young people now. Bands means $1,000, I believe. So he says he's about to get all these bands and, just
I know
make.
way more about this than you. You don't have to tell me what stacks, bands, bag. You don't have to tell me any of that bread. I know I know a little bit more
It's
about
new
it.
to me, Your Honor.
All right, these hip hop guys look up to me and come to me for advice.
I got you.
And so they speak in their language and I understand it.
Okay, this is my first one.
All right. You out of touch.
Plaintiff Esteban Romero is suing his former roommate, who claims Esteban assaulted him on a train.
Go ahead. How you go? I'm just thinking about it. How's your first one and you work at a hip hop club? What you do when you there? Have your ears closed?
No.
Go ahead. All right. So he has given you an excuse each time.
Yeah, each
I'm gonna get some
time,
bands quick or something.
Yeah, but all I see is bling. All I see him like he has chains that he claims is like 8 to 10 bands, and I'm like, okay, can you go get a pawn shop and get at least 3-4 back and, make this right with the rent. But that's
Sir,
not an
what do
option
you
in this
tell
world.
me about this?
Well, when Esteban offered me the room in Brooklyn in May, I was having problems with my mom. So it was like the best thing to do anyway, was to find change and kind of move in with the guy that believed in me, or that I thought believed in me. Well, I paid the first month rent because I had a job. I then lost my job.
How?
Well, it kind of been like I just slowly been losing hours. So day by day, I'm losing hours. And then I'm at a point where I'm just doing one visit a day. So I'm not really seeing no money. So I lost my job. And then I told Esteban the situation where I had lost my job. And he said he understood that I told him that I would pay him back, that I would pay back the rent, and that he understood, that I would make this payment back.
Maybe 2. But now I'm going 3 and now 4 by the time we leave.
But
here.
you know that I could potentially take us out the hood and it'll be worth more than the rent itself.
Sir, let me ask. You were already living there when he moved in, correct?
Correct.
And you were paying 100% when he moved in, correct?
I was.
So you could afford to have paid this 100% a couple of more months until he is either gets a job or he might come up. Any day he can be. You produce as well? Do you write and produce?
I direct. I work.
Yeah,
I'm
he
intelligent, Your Honor.
can come up.
And you
He's
said you
in
have
the
potential in
city.
me.
He's in the city where it happens. Any day he can write one song that goes. What's the color? Diamond, and what's beyond diamond now?
Platinum.
Platinum, right? Platinum.
Okay, I thought platinum come before diamond, but
You're right.
yeah, but my point is he
Gold.
can sell
It'll be
10.
gold.
Gold is 500,000.
Diamond.
Platinum is 1 million, and I don't know what they call it.
I've never reached these numbers. I'm not aware of these.
You will. And so my point being, you can make $1 million in 1 year. One song. If he produces a super hit, you get $1 million same year.
I mean,
And there you are fussing about 3,000, and he even sounds like he's got you in the picture. In other words, we're gonna do this together. Well, I'm gonna look out for you because you're supporting my career.
And you looked out for me, so I would have never not look out for you.
He comes across as a real one. In New York, they are real. If he was out of one of these other fake cities, I wouldn't even be giving him any defense. I wouldn't be helping him out here, but he's real. Guys in New York are real. That's why I love them. I love guys in the Midwest, Chicago, Detroit. We're real. Ain't no fake in us. So, with that in mind, Philly, same thing. With that in mind, I believe he was going to do right by you. Don't mess your blessing up.
But
Don't mess
when,
your
Your Honor,
blessing up.
when?
Give him a little more time. How about that? He's admitting, see, you see what I'm saying about he ain't fake at all? He could have come in here and give me all kind of game. Your Honor, I shouldn't have to pay because it was a hostile environment because the man walked around looking whatever and my friends would get mad and I got to explain to them and then they stopped coming over. He somewhat said that, but he didn't use it as a defense to not paying.
I know, Your Honor. It's just, I need the time. You
have it. You were already paying by yourself, 100%.
I know, but I have, it's a chain reaction because now I have kids myself, and
You've had him before he came around.
I know, Your Honor.
And you were still paying 100%.
It's true, but I didn't want to take on another, situation like this.
Take on what?
I wanted to ease up me having to come out of pocket and
How?
pay,
What he was giving you to help relieve it? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
But you could afford it. You just didn't want to afford someone there not paying you in a timely manner. That's what it boils down to. You were paying 100% of the rent before he came.
Right.
Meaning you could afford it.
Yeah.
When he came, I understand it's only
Put a
fair
strain. It
that
put
he
a strain
pays his
on-
due.
Yeah.
However, when he says, give me a couple months break, man, you see I'm trying to do A, B, C, and you can pay it 100% and say, okay, man, but you promised to pay me when you get it. I believe that's how it should have went.
Plaintiff Esteban Romero is suing his former roommate, who claims Esteban assaulted him on a train.
And your counterclaim for $3,000. How he assault you? I'll throw you out of here now. Hurry up with this. Hurry up with this. How you gonna be? You're a studio gangster. Go ahead.
He assaulted me in emotional distress.
What?
What happened?
Well, on the night going back home from wherever he was coming from, there was a crowded train, and there was one seat left on the train. And literally, I was approaching this the train seat, and he was behind me. He said, "You really gonna sit there?" And next thing I turned around, I was like, "Yeah, of course I'm gonna sit there. It's the last train on the last seat on the train. Why wouldn't I sit there?" Next thing I know, he grabs me by my collar and drags me from one side of the
Your Honor,
train.
that did not happen, Your Honor.
He dragged me from one side
I'm
of the
not
train.
a violent guy. I'm
I'm
not
not
the one
gonna
that
get in
punches through
trouble. I'm
windows.
getting in trouble. Why did y'all have to sit close together? Why did he demand? Y'all going
it was
together?
just
Y'all
one seat.
going together or something?
It was just one last
You want
seat.
his man next to you? I don't understand
you.
why you gotta
I'm old
drag
school,
you.
Your Honor.
Where you going, baby? Right here.
Thank you.
With you.
I don't know what his frustration
I
was.
want people to know what I got. Light skinned, handsome, real head on. Yeah. See, you knocked the man for that.
He grabbed me
You
by
can't
my
help
collar.
who you are.
He grabbed me and dragged me. I was
I wanna see proof of
humiliated.
this, Your
I was
Honor.
assaulted. I was embarrassed.
What reason did he do it? Sir?
Well, there was the
Haven't
last seat
told
on
me.
the train, and he said that he deserved the seat because
Okay,
he was older.
trying to take the
Yeah, he
take
tried
it
to take
from
the
you.
seat from
I
me.
missed that part.
Right.
I'm sorry. I thought he was just trying to sit next to his people.
That would have been fine.
Good. But you don't have no insecurities. Man pull you over there and you say you want to hit on it. Fine. No, I ain't that. That ain't how. I'm not gay. I'm straight. So no problem from there, right?
Right.
You gotta go in on the man. I want to fight you. Bruh. You just say no, man.
If you would have asked me for the seat, I would have gave it to him. But he didn't. He aggressively grabbed me by my
If
collar.
he'd have asked,
Yeah.
you would have gave it
Of
to him.
course. Why
Well, it
not?
ain't too late. He said if you'd have gave it to him, if he'd asked, you gonna ask tonight?
I don't know if I'm gonna see him again.
Yeah.
Well, ask
He
him,
says
can
he'll-
we? Huh?
Keep the shirt on, though.
I'll make note
Having
of that.
fun. I appreciate your response and not getting offended. I appreciate that. You're a stand-up, real man.
Of course.
Yeah, and courageous man. All right, I'm going to grant him his judgment, though, for $3,000. You haven't proven the assault.
I got you.
And emotional distress.
I'm going through things that people can't see.
Stop.
That should be the second single.
Now, here you go. I just gave New York all the credit in the world. I'm going tomorrow. Where you going to be tomorrow night?
Well, I'm gonna beat him all night.
Yeah.
Tomorrow and Wednesday, where you gonna be? Because I'm coming there telling everybody. My man got emotional distress over a fight, y'all. He come in my courtroom. What part of the game is that, y'all?
You got a new rap.
They gonna put you out the studio, man. All right, have a good day. Judgment for
Thank
the
you,
claim.
Judge. Thank
Your
you.
claim is dismissed. All right.
I hope, like the judge said, you get that hit song and you can start paying off your debt, because you should not live your dream off of people's back. You know what I mean?
Well, I want to say thanks for being the only person believing in me, and also I hope we can work it out in the long run, and that we become friends again.
Yeah, we will,
All right,
man.
cool. Thanks, man.